I'm Allison from MuchMusic.com, and I'm here with Mr. Jamie Bell, who did an amazing job in Tintin.
Oh, thank you very much.
I loved it.
Thank you. Oh, good. I'm glad.
Great snakes. It was wonderful.
Great snakes.
Only Tintin can make that sound cool.
That's right.
I've been trying. It's
That's
not
right.
working.
I know. Even I can't make it sound cool.
Well, you did.
I don't know how we managed to pull that off. I think it's like Steven Spielberg. Like he manages to take those kinds of things and make it sing in a way that is kind of magical. But that's because he's a magician.
That's because he's Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're here doing North American press. You've done a lot of European press already.
We have, yeah. We've kind of been everywhere with
yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's a different beast here, though, because Tintin's not as well known as he is in Europe.
No, you say Tintin and they think he's a dog.
Right.
So we've got some like groundwork to do,
yeah.
and that's what we're here for. I mean, you know, I think you can. No one knew who Shrek was either.
Right.
No one knew who Wall-E was. I mean, these were all kind of presented as original ideas. So
right.
I think we just have to do the same thing, you know, and just hope that people kind of embrace the movie.
Yeah. And motion capture has been used before with books.
Yeah.
Not that successfully.
No.
Were you apprehensive at all going into this, knowing kind of the track record of the technology?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I saw those movies in preparation just to kind of see what beasts we were kind of getting into and what we were dealing with. I honestly don't know why they weren't more successful. I think because the technology was still kind of quite primitive at the time, and also I just think it wasn't the kind of right blend between material and technology. I think actually Tintin is a perfect blend of material and technology. So. And also, this is still an animated film. It just has characters that are driven by humans.
Yeah.
So I think this is different. And with Steven and Peter Jackson, you know, they always raise the bar. They're such pioneers of technology that you know, I think this movie is kind of extra special because they go that extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I've been watching the behind the scenes, which is almost as interesting as watching the film.
It's pretty hilarious. Pretty hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, the suit's hard to pull off.
Hard, very, very. I don't think even Daniel Craig doesn't
James
look
Bond.
that flattering in these suits. Yeah.
No. But you're in. It's the volume.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yeah. That's like the space in which we do all the capturing.
Right, and you can see in the background, you've got the Tintin comic up, which looks like a storyboard.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Would you kind of look to that to kind of remember like where you're supposed to be for a scene? Because I would think it's a little bit hard to imagine when you're in a white room and there's just people with cameras and rigs all around.
Right.
You.
Yeah. No, I think Steven purposely put it up there so for any little moment that we needed to find between the two characters, especially Tintin and Haddock, were really the heart of the story. We could just look at a panel and kind of say, let's get this moment, let's get that moment, let's put this like pause or this moment between the two characters right into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what was important for us as filmmakers who were turning like this very classic comic book into a movie was we want to be able to pause the movie at any moment and kind of, you know, compare it to a panel from a book, and I think we've been able to do that. So yeah, we were drawing from the books all the time.
And you've done a lot of period pieces, and I would think costumes are very helpful.
Yeah.
For getting in the mindset where this is you're like in the future of these costumes.
Yeah.
Almost.
No, exactly. No, it felt like we were going to kind of be launched into outer space.
A little bit, it looked like it. Yeah.
But no, I think with stuff like this, is that usually on live action movies, it's your environment that is informing your performance. You know, like the physical landscape, the set, a prop, something that you have to work with that's telling you exactly what it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But with performance capture, you kind of need to be your own environment, which means you're not only like playing the character and contributing to how the character feels and how he moves and what he says, but you're also inventing everything that is around you.
Yeah.
So it is incredibly immersive. You need to have a kind of very childlike, vivid imagination, I guess, and it's fun. Like, you know, it's just all about performing, really.
I was surprised at how many things were actually built. Like, kind of the boat is built and the plane is built.
Yeah. Primitively.
Yes.
But
Were you surprised at the detail that went into
honestly, that furniture, are you going to like reference some of that stuff in this interview?
I could bring it.
I think that might not be a bad idea because by the time you've like worked with it for 6 weeks, you're like, I wouldn't mind like having a couch kind of like, that looks like that. It's kind of like an Andy Warhol kind of factory kind of vibe to it.
It's like I could see this in IKEA.
Yeah, exactly. This like wireframe table looks kind of delicious. So that stuff is strange. But again, it's, you know, you're inventing all the stuff of, you know, this is a leather couch in reality, but in motion capture it's made of metal and it's uncomfortable and everything. But you have to pretend that it's really luscious and great and really nice to sit on.
Yeah.
So, you know, the amount that you're inventing is exhausting actually when you break it down.
And everyone kind of invented a voice as well. Of course, Andy Circus really went the other way with the Scottish accent, and your voice it sounds kind of younger and a bit more softer. Was it difficult to find Tintin's voice? Did you want to make it different from your own?
Well, yeah, because we never really heard him speak before. You know, I mean, my accent is a mixture of all different kind of things. It's a transatlantic mess, basically. It's kind of English, it's kind of Irish, it's a bit Scottish sometimes and American, and it's all weird. So we had to lose all of that and just flatten it out to kind of a more kind of English sound. And pitch up my octave a little bit because Tintin is somewhere between like 16 and 18 and
yeah.
stuff. So. But it's weird, because no one's ever really heard Tintin speak before, so that was kind of...
He's kind of a vague character. You don't really know how old he is. You don't really know about his family. Which is nice.
I think that's the allure for so many people. I think it's because there isn't all this kind of emotional baggage that goes with him. He isn't so clearly defined that it allows people to kind of project what they want him to be, and it allows them to kind of step inside of his shoes quite easily. So I think that's kind of been a lot of the allure of Tintin for so long, is because he remains a mystery to a degree.
And you and Daniel Craig were amazing in Defiance.
Thank you.
Great film.
Thank you.
And you guys worked together in this one as well, of course. He's worked with Spielberg. I think this is his 4th time.
Yeah, because he definitely did Munich with them for sure. And he did this. Yeah, they're very good friends.
Did you call him up and say how
No, I did talk to him one day though, because I was like, Dan, I'm having like a real issue. When I'm around Stephen, I don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's the Spielberg effect. Like, it'll rub off. Like, I had the same thing. Like, when he started Munich and stuff, he had the same thing. So, he was very supportive, and he was just like, just chill out. Like, it'll be fine. But it is intimidating. I mean, like, 2 of the maybe more successful directors on the planet in the room at the same time, and you're the lead of the movie. It's a lot to deal with. It's a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. And, but everyone was really supportive and they trusted me, so it was good.
Did Andy Serkis kind of take all the actors under his wing? Because he's done this before. He's kind of the master. Yeah,
he is the Gandalf of motion capture, which is true. But no, actually, Andy's like not really like that. He's so much more like relaxed, and I mean, he would definitely advise you if you asked him. But for me, when you work with the masters of things, usually I just kind of like to watch and listen and just kind of gauge off of them like how to do it. And he's really enthralling to watch. He's an amazing performer. He's an amazing actor. So that was great. I've worked with him a few times. We're very good friends. So.
And you and Peter Jackson have talked a lot about how your first experience with Tintin was at a very young age.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that when the project first started, that you kind of had this mutual love for Tintin?
I think we all kind of reminisced about the first time we picked up a book.
Right.
The first time we kind of fell in love with a certain panel, or, we would talk about, the panel in this one, and like the story in that one, and, this adventure and this and that, and I mean, like kids, kind of fanboy kids, kind of ridiculous, really. But for us, we wanted to bring that spirit of adventure. Like for me as an 8-year-old, I managed to escape my reality by these books, and hopefully, we can do the same thing with this movie.
And I was reading somewhere that Steven Spielberg was actually corresponding with Hergé right before his death in 1983, but they never met.
No, I think they talked on the phone, but I don't think they ever kind of met.
Did he ever share any of that with you guys?
Yeah, Steven's been very open about how he kind of fell into this. I mean, he was the first guy to admit, like, he had no idea who Tintin was until...
Right, an American.
Yeah, some French journalist said, by the way, Raiders of the Lost Ark is basically a Tintin movie. Yeah. And he went, what's Tintin? And they sent him some books, and he went, wow, oh my god, like, I really did make a Tintin movie. And then he fell in love with the artwork, and, could really consider kind of making a movie back then. And at the time, Hergé, the creator of Tintin, said if anyone was going to make a Tintin movie, it should be Steven Spielberg.
Wow.
And then, unfortunately, Hergé passed away before they met. But it's been a long gestating kind of project because, that was back in the 80s. So we're finally here, which is good.
Well, it's an amazing manly movie for the whole family. Like, really, like, teens to adults can see it, and younger children. Yeah. It's out in Canada, December 21st, and it's just wonderful.
Thank you so much.
You did a wonderful job. And I think North America will embrace Tintin.
I hope they do, because, he's a really great character. He's a beacon of excellence for kids.
It's a kind of a what would Tintin do? So.
Yeah, exactly.